So last week, I saw The Wonder on Netflix, and this movie had me enthralled the entire time. It's one of those movies that moves very slowly, but there's never a dull moment. And its execution of themes and symbols are super shocking, yet really fascinating. Like how and why Anna wasn't eating, and why Lib kept pricking her finger and taking that drug all the time. How we start the movie outside of the actual movie, and why the actor who plays Kitty, Niamh Algar, keeps breaking character and looking at the audience. The big twist about Anna's brother, and the entire ending with the burning house, the new names, and Niamh Algar appearing one more time in the very final shot. I spent a lot of time researching and thinking about the history and philosophy behind this movie, so I hope you enjoy. And if anyone has read the original book, The Wonder, I would love to discuss your insights in the comments below, so please let me know. So to break this movie down, we're going to use 3 themes. 1, power of stories. We'll discuss the opening scene outside the movie, the opening monologue, Anna's 4-month fast, and the manna from heaven. 2, surviving grief. We'll discuss Lib's skepticism, Lib and Will's grief, Lib's ritual with the drugs and baby socks, the caged bird's spin toy, and Kitty breaking character. And 3, rewriting reality. We'll discuss how and why Anna fasted for months, Anna's incestual relationship with her brother, why Anna began eating again, and the ending with the burning house, Anna's new life, and Kitty appearing in the very last shot. And much more. And if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up and a comment, it helps so much. And if you want to see more of these, please make sure to subscribe as well. Let's get started. Theme number 1, power of stories. The opening scene of this movie is one of the oddest opening scenes to a movie I've ever seen. But at the same time, it actually has a lot of thematic significance to the movie's main message. The opening scene takes place outside of the actual story of the film. Specifically, we find ourselves on the set of the studio where the film is being shot. As the camera pans into the actual story of the film and onto our main character, we hear narration from actor Niamh Algar about how stories affect us. She explains how the characters in this movie truly believe in the story of this movie that they are a part of. And momentarily, we even believe their story is real. And this fourth wall breaking narration is of course establishing that the power of stories is going to be a major theme throughout this movie. How we as people do buy into stories, and how these stories that may be fictional do inspire our reality. This is certainly the biggest theme in the film, and we'll come back to this idea later on because Niamh Algar does break the fourth wall a couple more times. The main premise of this movie is that a young girl named Anna doesn't need to eat. According to Anna and the townsfolk in her community, Anna does not need to eat anything because she is apparently living on manna from heaven. Manna is known biblically as the food God gave to the Israelites after their escape from slavery under the Egyptians after Moses parted the Red Sea. There was no source of food for them in the desert for 40 years, yet they managed to survive off of manna from heaven. And Anna is claiming that the same situation exists for her for the past 4 months because of some kind of blessing from God. The townspeople deem her a saint and a miracle, hence the title, Anna is the Wonder. And a panel of jurors has assigned Nurse Lib and a nun to take shifts supervising Anna. The jurors, who are very religious, are certainly biased and mostly suspect Anna is a saint, but they just want to ensure they're not being fooled, almost obligatorily. However, things begin to become a lot more interesting because Lib seems to be a lot more detached from religion and skeptical of Anna's abilities. Theme number 2, surviving grief. As said before, Lib is highly skeptical of Anna's gift, and this creates the central conflict of the story. The Irish townspeople's beliefs are based heavily on faith, while Lib's beliefs are based heavily on her education in England. Since Lib is much more educated than many of the people in this community, she does carry a hint of arrogance when interacting with them. Will, the journalist, is also well educated and skeptical of what Anna and the townspeople have to say. However, it seems that Lib and Will's skepticism not only derives from their education, but also from their feeling of betrayal, grief, and isolation. Both characters lost their families in terrible ways, and they seem to feel humiliated by it, especially Lib. Lib had a baby who died only weeks after it was born, and her husband left her as soon as that happened. And on top of that, her family seemed to distance themselves from her, embarrassed by the circumstances their daughter has found herself in. Will's parents committed suicide, embarrassed by their inability to provide for themselves. So for both characters, as said before, this arrogance and distance from religion doesn't seem to stem only from educated pretentiousness, but it also seems to stem from their feeling of being unjustly punished by the God that everyone worships. And this creates this heavily contrasting juxtaposition between Lib and this Irish community. Lib has the privilege of education and freedom to think beyond unrealistic, heavily religious conclusions. Yet, the townsfolk have community, family, and friends who share their beliefs and sense of optimism during hardship. There's a cynicism that comes with Lib's education and mental freedom that makes dealing with loss, grief, and humiliation so much harder. We see her deal with this pain every few scenes as she pricks her finger and takes a mind and body numbing medicine called laudanum, looking at her baby's knitted socks one more time again. These scenes of substance abuse and self-harm are filmed in a way that almost looks ritualistic. And I think this ritualistic filming style is done purposely to symbolize that Lib isn't as free from tradition and routine as we may think. She, in a way, is just as trapped and deluded as the townsfolk she looks down upon. And this, of course, is why we see the toy that creates the image of a free bird and a caged bird simultaneously when you spin it. As the images fade into the shot of Lib's face, the film is asking one of its major thematic questions. Is Lib free because she isn't bound by the rules or moral guidelines of religion? Or is Lib imprisoned because she has no story to believe in, living in pain, skeptical and cynical about the world around her? And this dilemma is reminded to us once again as Niamh Algar breaks character discussing this conflict, looking directly at the audience. And an interesting parallel is that Niamh Algar's character, Kitty, is the one learning throughout the movie how to tell a story as she learns to read. But of course, as Lib spends more time with Anna, she realizes this dilemma and develops empathy for Anna, and loses the determination to simply prove the point that Anna is not a saint. Theme number 3, rewriting reality. Lib, of course, goes to great lengths to find out who it is that must be feeding Anna, to the point that she doesn't allow Anna's family to see her anymore. After several days, Lib notices that Anna is now actually starving. Her health declines dramatically, but she still refuses to eat, claiming that she is still living on manna from heaven. Eventually, Lib realizes that Anna was being fed by her mother, Rosaline, when Rosaline was allowed to see her. Rosaline was chewing up food and passing it into Anna's mouth when she kissed her with their hands between their faces. And here is the tragic and obscene reason why they were doing this. A few years ago, when Anna was 9, Anna was molested by her 13-year-old brother. After this happened a few more times, they eventually believed they were both in love and secretly married. Soon after, her brother passed away and never had the chance to repent for such a sin. When Anna realized this was a mortal sin, she also realized that her brother would likely burn in hell. Therefore, to repent for her sin and to earn her brother a place in heaven, she decided to fast for months. After learning what her daughter had done and understanding why she isn't eating, Rosaline decided to sneakily feed her daughter chewed up food, deceiving her daughter and even deceiving herself to a degree that it was manna from God. Rosaline and Anna are living in denial, fully immersed in a story that they both deep down know is not true. However, the story, even though untrue, gives them hope for the future and allows them to get past a problem that feels colossal. Even though the family seems to be delusional, Lib eventually realizes the importance of stories to inspire and motivate for tomorrow. So Lib decides to create her own story. Lib creates a story for Anna, claiming that she can be reborn as a 9-year-old girl again before the molestation. This 9-year-old version of Anna, named Nan, will be free of sin with a fresh start. Anna buys into the story and feels she is reborn and now is finally eating again. Lib burns down the house with everything from her and Anna's past that she believes they need to let go of. This includes the knitted socks for her baby that she always revisits, and the laudanum that she's been addicted to for so long. Lib tells the panel that Anna died of starvation, and in a panic, she accidentally knocked down a lantern and burned down the entire house. So an autopsy can't be performed on Anna. Lib's lie is incredibly far-fetched, yet it allows the jury to believe in whatever story they want to. Without an autopsy, there will never be proof that Anna was not a saint. When the nun was tending to Lib's burns, she claimed she saw an angel riding on horseback, taking Anna away. That angel was not a religious vision, but a moment in reality, because that angel was Will, who was actually taking Anna to their new home. Lib, Will, and Anna arrive in a new community for a fresh start after all of their tragic pasts. When they arrive to register as citizens, the three of them give themselves new family names, now legally known as Will, Lib, and Nan Cheshire. Anna has opened Lib's eyes to the possibility of creating her own reality by taking control of her own story. Anna is a wonder, not only religiously to the townfolk, but also inspirationally to Lib. As Niamh Algar proposed at the very beginning of the film, and as she concludes as we transition back to the studio, our reality is often born out of the stories we make up. Alright, that's my analysis. Subscribe for weekly videos and please send me your recommendations. And please let me know your thoughts and ideas around The Wonder. I would love to discuss because there's so much here to talk about. I hope to see you again and thank you so much for watching. See you later.